It's students having their say. John Logan's School of Thought on 89.7.
Hi, I'm Jenna Lane and I'm a Year 12 student at St Stephen's School, Carramar. I'm joined today by some fellow students, Samantha Whittle and Kane Goslow, both in Year 6, and also my fellow Year 12 from the Duncraig campus, Thomas Garnett.
Good afternoon.
So both of us are house captains. So what does that actually mean at Duncraig? Because we have completely different systems in that sense.
Yeah, so as a house captain, it's our job to be a voice for the younger year groups. You could call it a bridge between the year groups. And to get into that role, we need to have a good sense of leadership and teamwork, which we've actually, one example of how we built that up was through the Captain's Challenge. Don't know if you guys have the Captain's Challenge.
Yeah, we have a Captain's Challenge.
You have the Captain's Challenge, which in our case is an amazing race around the city. So a couple of months ago, me and my fellow captains, we went into the city to build our teamwork skills together and solve puzzles. Don't know, how about you?
That sounds like a dream compared to ours. We did a camp. We went up to our bush property in Nanga and we did a 3-day camp with a 10K hike and an 8-kilometre canoe ride as our challenge. Very good. That sounds like heaven compared to what we did.
Oh, yeah, okay, right. So Sam and Kane, you're also both house captains except in the primary school. What have you learned about being in student leadership so far this year?
I think from this opportunity at the start of Year 6, I wasn't very good at cooperating with people. I always wanted to do things a certain way, and since being a leader this year, I've already learned how to cooperate with other people and see the way they do things.
I've learnt to be more responsible and I've learnt to work with others.
Would you guys say that some people are more inclined to be leaders?
I think some people's are, but others learn more about being leaders as they go along, and they build on their skills. Sometimes you need to realise what you can do and what you can't, and work with others to learn.
I think I've always been a bit of a leader, but I've also learnt skills along the way, like my confidence.
Okay, yeah, that's very good. Becoming a leader, probably one of the more tough processes. A lot of public speaking, the voting process that we have. In my particular case, I had to stand up in front of my house, which is like my group of people, and I had to make a speech, which is very daunting for someone that hasn't done a lot of public speaking in my life. And you pretty much have to convince your peers that you're worthy, that you're someone that can lead them. So this was a 1-week process, and then we went into voting, which is a very, very stressful time period.
I get that.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's the process. And I think personally, from being a student leader, I've been able to work with others, which has really kind of expanded my wings of different experiences. So what are some of the leadership projects you've been involved in so far this year, Sam?
At the start of the year, we planned out the events for students to do, and we let the students have a say, asking them what they wanted to do rather than just setting a schedule. We sell icy pods at lunch and take on that responsibility. I'm also learning how to deal with lots of different situations as captain. Sometimes you have to help sort out problems, so I've been learning how to do that, and to make sure everyone is involved and happy.
I sell ice creams with the other captains on Friday as well, to raise money for our 2 World Vision children. The boy house captains also did some service learning on the food rescue, where we collected food from cafes after lunch that wasn't sold to give to the homeless. I think each group of captains usually have something that they work together on, and that brings us closer. I think it's good to have students in leadership because they know a lot of the other students, and they know what the students like and dislike more than the teachers do.
And while representing the students on issues isn't a main part of being a captain, it does help to have a clear voice to put ideas forward. I think from my leadership experience, I've learned to have a little bit more patience with others. What do you guys think you've gained most from your leadership experience thus far?
Definitely seeing other people's viewpoints. It's a bit of a challenge, which is definitely good.
I've definitely gained confidence. I've learned to talk in front of big crowds at worships and assemblies. We have to do a bit of that on the spot, so it helps having some experience. I also recently did the World's Greatest Shave and worked together as a year group to raise funds. I was one of the few students who shaved our heads. I think it was good to be able to represent everyone on the day.
And Kane, your house that you're in, Karana, recently won the Interhouse Swimming Carnival. I heard you had to get up and make a speech on the day.
Yes, that was a really exciting day. I was proud to accept the shield for Karana and say a few words. It was important for me as house captain to support my peers, especially the students who were swimming in the carnival for the first time. I made sure we cheered a lot for the swimmers and celebrated everyone's efforts.
Why do you guys think it's important to have student leaders, and do you think they help with education? Because for us, I feel like we make it easier by having captains to go to people for help and seek guidance on things, especially considering they're all year 12. So we've gone through the high school experience.
Of course, yeah.
I think it helps you to see that in life, people have all different kind of strengths. Some are good at leading, some don't want to be leaders at all, but they are. And some people don't want to lead at all.
It's good to have a representative that knows what's going on, what people want, and to help things happen. Sometimes you need someone to stand up and make people listen to what a group believes in. Not everyone wants to stand up the front and do that, so it's good to have someone that is able to represent those who might not want to talk.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Kane. And having leadership experience, not only is that great with your peers, but it also takes you places. You can probably agree.
Yeah,
You can
definitely.
agree, Jenna. And this team building skills, all of that kind of thing that you develop from the whole leadership program at St. Stephen's, it's truly great, and it's an amazing opportunity. I don't know. I think I can speak for all of you there.
Definitely.
Perfect. Yeah.